Hey, I just got interrupted in the middle of what I was saying there because my husband called, and I'm recording this on my phone because I got a new laptop, but the video and audio quality is just terrible. Yeah, using my phone for this, and that's so unprofessional. Uh, to just be interrupted in the middle of something. And honestly, all of this really needs to be redone because you stumbled over some words in the first part of what you were saying and you're super scattered. Your thoughts are just all over the place. This is not coherent. You haven't even introduced what is OCD. There are so many things you haven't said yet, and you really need to just stop and do a bunch of research, compile your thoughts, write down a list of things, tape it to the wall so you can look at it and make sure you don't keep rambling and boring people and no one's going to be interested. And yeah, you're right. This is super unprofessional, and you really ought to do it over again and get the perfect take. And all the stuff you're saying is absolutely true, and it's a terrible idea to just keep going with this, but that's what we're gonna do. So, I want to talk for the rest of this video about the issue of control. And it's not necessarily the case that everyone with OCD or with an anxiety issue is a controlling person in the sense of like trying to control everyone's lives around them. That certainly can come into play in a lot of ways, especially with the people that you are closest to, your partner or your family, people you live with in particular. You can end up trying to sort of control their behaviors, and that can be a part of it. But I think the underlying issue there is something that a lot of people probably recognize, which is that there seems to be a bit of like a paradox, a weird contradiction, because a lot of people with anxiety, especially if there's a social anxiety component of it, they do not want to be the one in charge when they're out in social settings at a party or something. They're not going to be the person who's standing up and saying, okay, everyone, it's time to do this, or let's do that. Or they, in general, want to be seen as little as possible, heard as little as possible. I certainly am someone who is that way. But on the home front, that's often where the urge to keep everything under control is the greatest. And really what it boils down to is just wanting to control every sort of part of your life on the home front in an effort to feel safe. So for me, that is often a matter of just like, I've got my routines and I like to stick to them, and I like for things to be where I want them to be. It doesn't necessarily mean you're super tidy. I am not. I'm a